refreshing approach by this Warriors front office as they are in the midst of a historic playoff run. Kerr's missed the last 11. Mike Brown has been perfect on the court, unlike his questionable fashion choices with the capri sweatpants he was wearing Saturday afternoon. But Mike Brown said, 3D, that his approach has been he's going to approach it as if he's the head coach until he's told otherwise, so it doesn't change what he's doing. Not
at all. Mike Brown's been a head coach before, and he understands the time and situation. I think right now, one blowout, we're not worried about his decision making. I'm waiting for that very close game, Zeke. Then we'll see if we're missing Steve Kerr. Right now, the foundation, the culture is laid, and I think they trust the players to go out there and execute.
And 3D, you hit the nail right on the head when you talk about the foundation and the culture, and it goes back to what Bob Myers was talking about in terms of honesty, trust, being vulnerable with each other. And you got to give this organization a lot of credit for what they've dealt with over the years, just in terms of transition with coaches from Mark Jackson to Steve Kerr, and now dealing with this situation, integrating a Kevin Durant. I mean, these are, you know, difficult personalities to blend together, and they've found a way to do it and have asked everyone to leave their ego at the door. But it starts from the top with Myers. I mean, what he's done is outstanding here in terms of putting together a team and blending personalities and people.
And it's very authentic, right? You never question whether it's genuine or motives behind it, but they're buying in. It's paying off on the court. Obviously, we talked last segment about the correctable errors by the Cavs, and you saw how Golden State took advantage of that under Mike Brown's leadership in Game 1. In Game 2, everybody was buying in on point at the media availability session Saturday with one clear message on what they expect from Cleveland Sunday in Game 2, which is physicality.
You expect them to play physical, you know, have a lot of energy, feed off LeBron and Kyrie. I'm assuming they're going to try to get some other guys involved, and especially trying to, you know, get their three-ball game going. So we have to be ready for that and to stop that for sure.
They're going to be way more physical. They're going to, you know, be way more aggressive in the pick and roll on the offensive end and defensively. You know, they're going to try to, you know, get their three-point shooters going and rebound the ball a little. You know, they're going to try to get more offensive rebounds. It's just going to muck the game up, be physical.
I think we heard the term physical play a million times, but like you did with pace of play earlier in the show, what does it mean to be physical? We're not talking about guys trying to fight each other, are we?
No, we're not. And when you hear players and coaches talk about being physical, they're talking about defense in terms of being close enough to touch. And, you know, Golden State only had 4 turnovers in a NBA Finals games. That's a record. So both teams know that the defensive pressure is going to be more and it's going to be better. It has to be better from Cleveland's standpoint, and Golden State is you know, expecting them to be a little bit more physical just in terms of their presence and their body movement.
And to that, Jared, they're not asking to come out and fight. They're asking to say, if Steph Curry's coming down the floor, you got to take away some of that airspace. And we know that Golden State missed a lot of layups. But why are they getting so many layups? Because the defense was not disciplined going down the stretch. And we know they're going to get a lot of threes. But when a guy's driving to the basket, someone has to step up and deter him a little bit. If you're watching these highlights right now, it's a lot of wide open shots. You got to take away that airspace. Not fight, but get up in a guy like this and take away his space.
Stay out of my personal space, please. Kevin Durant was so good. He was the first player since Michael Jordan in the finals to have a game with 30 points, 5 assists, and no turnovers. Durant was just sensational.
He really was, and he reminded us of, you know, the MVP that he was, you know, before he got injured. And, you know, when we look at he and LeBron James going at each other, this is what we thought we were going to see several years ago before Durant got hurt. I mean, arguably these have been the number 1 and 2 players in our league for a long time now, and they finally get a chance to meet again in the finals. And Durant stepped up and showed that he was ready for the bright lights again.
Yeah, he's in some really good company here with this graphic. Players with 25 points or more in his first 6 finals games. 5 years ago, Durant had 36 points in a Game 1 finals win against LeBron James and the Miami Heat, only to not win the rest of the series.
Well, I think he understands what this team, the ball movement, the player movement, I'm going to get shots, I can be more efficient. And now when I do get double teamed, I'm passing to two of the best shooters we've ever seen. So that makes him feel way more comfortable on the court. He hasn't seen it in a long time.
We've got a really cool feature with you and Kevin Durant on the court coming up in a bit. Right now, let's shift to the other Splash brother, Klay Thompson, who, it's no secret, he's been struggling to find a shot during the playoffs after a career year during the regular season. But Isaiah, with how poor he's been shooting, can they sustain this type of play? Can the Warriors win because of the defense they're getting out of Klay Thompson?
Hey, defense wins championships, and what Klay Thompson has done and what he's doing on the defensive side of the ball, you know, whether he's guarding Kyrie Irving or Kevin Love or LeBron James, I mean, he's literally shutting people down. And, you know, we talked about, you know, physicality and physical defense. Now, this is what we mean by being physical, okay? He's close enough to touch, body movement, sliding his feet. He's on a 6'10" post player. He takes up the space, hands up in the air. Now, here on the switch, okay? He steps out, he rotates, then he rotates once, twice, 3 times. Now he challenges the shot from long range. I mean, Klay Thompson, when you look at what he's doing on the defensive side of the ball, is truly spectacular. They running down, they chasing people in transition, knocking it away. And, you know, without Klay Thompson's offense, which will eventually click in, what he's been able to give them on the defensive side of the ball has absolutely been superb.
All right, so defense wins championships. We understand that from you, but at some point, yeah, the 66 combined points from Durant and Curry were great, but you got to think they need more from someone.
No, they will get more out of Klay. Klay's been shooting the basketball his whole life. It's going to come. You talked about being 1 of 7 uncontested shots. I know Cleveland does not want to give him 7 more shots like that wide open. You know they're going to come. He missed a couple layups. But, Isaiah, I think it's great for our young ball players out there in the world think they're shooters. It lets you know that you can bring something else to the game when your main thing's not clicking. Playing good D, rebounding, making extra passes. And because you're a great shooter, you're still a weapon on the floor because now they say we have to pre-rotate or we cannot leave Klay Thompson because he's on the floor. I'm not worried about his shot. It's a guy that scored 60 3/4. I think he's going to be fine.